My name is Law Nation, L-A-W Nation. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody that's out there. We're going to talk a little bit about remunerations, a little bit about money. And on this episode, the Cowboys got the money. That's what I want to say. The Cowboys flat out got the money. And in order for this team to really push the envelope further into pretty much this season and beyond, is that they got to spend it. I want to bring home this right quick. A lot of people look at Crawford last year and they were saying like, hey, if you cut Crawford, you would then, dare I say, have $8 million, $9 million in reserve. And I think that if you cut Crawford, you would still have $6 or $7 million for this year or what have you. But there's the other side of the corner or the coin or the other side of the table that we have to look at too. And it's like this, Nation. When you look at the total picture of what the Cowboys were able to do last season with this right here that was on the table, it was $20 million left on the table from last season. That's a lot of coins. That's a lot of paper. And we didn't use it. We sat on it or what have you. And we said to ourselves, maybe, just maybe, if we can figure out a way to hold some of that money and sign this player or sign that player, then we can use this money as reserve money. But we didn't use up all of our salary cap last season. We didn't. So what I'm trying to say in short is that don't fall into the traps of sitting there saying that you can't pay all of your people, especially if you're already thinking about letting go of Malik Collins. If you're already thinking about letting go Anthony Brown, I don't think that he's going to be back. If you're already thinking about if you have your reservations on Cobb, if you have your reservations a little bit on Quinn, if you don't want to sign those prominent guys or what have you, and you say, well, Byron Jones is not a scheme fit, and we got to figure out a way to pay Rain Dakota Prescott. Pump the brakes, because we went all of last season. If we really wanted to cash in everything, we had $20 million. Let that sink in, that we didn't use. On top of that, we could have cut Crawford to pick up another $8. So that's $28 million. Law. I don't know about you all. I got to speak to myself in third person. But that's a lot of money. You could have used that money to, dare I say, pick up a difference maker. And I've been telling people like this for years that we are pretty much 1-2 players away, explosive players away from doing the big thing. But also, shout out to you, Cody. Shout out to you, Crawford. Shout out to you, Tim. Shout out to you, Joe, all the way in Italy. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, we got a donation to help grow the nation. Really appreciate it.
Law, they worried about the new CBA, scared.
Well, the new CBA and that's the collective bargaining agreement for the players. They didn't utilize the CBA great in a sense last season. They didn't. Well, the last time it was up for the new CBA. So a lot of players looking at this collective bargaining agreement, and they're sitting there saying, no, I don't want to really jump into this thing called contract because of this right here. The new CBA can unfold, and then on top of that, it's a new season. Every year the salary cap increases or what have you. And I was trying to tell people earlier that the people that worry about the $10 to maybe $5 million, the salary cap increases are anywhere from about I would say $5 to $10 million every year. So from a percentage wise, what was $25 million a couple of years ago is different from a $35 million today. And Law, where you come up with this information from? Just go back to the Carr brother when he signed his $25 million contract. Dare I say, when he signed that contract, everybody, mama, uncle, cousin was like, they giving a quarterback that much money? $25 million? They're going to set the Raiders back for many of years. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. It actually opened the floodgates for the Aaron Rodgers, It opened up the floodgates for the Russell Wilson. And of course, you can say it opened up for Garoppolo, Kirk Cousins. It opened up so many angles. And I think Stafford got paid in between that time frame, and everybody got paid north of what Carr made. But a lot of people, when Carr first got his money, people was like, man, that's a big contract. Big contract. This is what we paying quarterbacks now? Is this what we doing? Hey, Gambino, what's good? Marvin, what's good with you? Tim. So this is what we paying quarterbacks now? We're going to pay quarterbacks this type of cash, this type of money? But no, what happened here is that he reset the market. And everybody else knows that the other quarterbacks were better than him. But what happened here is that he reset the market. And that's just the reality of it. The market is designed to increase. And what I'm trying to tell people is that, yes, it's not about the salary cap. Yes, it's a cap on the league or what have you, and it's a hard cap. But the NFL owners are winning. They making money hands over fist. Every time I say this, a lot of people look at it and say, nah, law. These owners got this salary cap. But let me say this. During the time the NFL was struggling, they didn't have YouTube money. They didn't have streaming. They didn't have the competition as it relates to Fox, ESPN out there, CBS, you see, whatever other channels the NFL is able to put their product out there on. You see, the salary cap was designed to make sure it's parity in the league, but the New England Patriots done already proved that regardless whether or not you have a salary cap or not, there still can be a dynasty born in the NFL. Not saying to give the New England Patriots all of the love, but that's just the reality of it. That's money. So what we're trying to say, what people argue with, is putting value on players. They putting values on players because that's how the owners can make the fan base all upset and mad at one another. Because if you look at the bigger picture, and I know it's hard to see the picture when you are in the frame. Shout out to you, Devon. Shout out to you, Poppy, man, over here. And Eric, man, it's hard to see the picture when you are in the frame. But the CBA, the past CBA agreement was horrible, right? That's the story of a different day. But this particular NFL here, they're making billions with a B. Billion with a B. I think they made $7.4 billion in 2015 alone. And then that's in 2015. That was the last time I checked it out. I think they doubled that money in 16 and doubled the money in 17 and 18 and 19. They doubling it. So they're making anywhere close to $15 billion. The salary cap is only set at I would say what was it, 130, 150 million, something like that, close to 130 million, 180 million, give or take. That's not even fractions of what these owners are making. But they're giving you only a piece of what they're, only just a small snippet, and they have people to put and attach value to players. It's crazy. And there's only 16 games. That's the craziest part of it all. On top of that, and people that stay close to those areas where the stadiums are being built, guess who pays for those stadiums? Not their owners. The state pay for the stadiums. So they're making hands over fists. But that's the story of a different day. What I was trying to tell everybody, that we had $20 million just sitting around. $20 million just sitting around last season. And on top of that, you can always transfer a person's, extend a person's contract to get more money. So money was never the problem. It never was. This is from Joe. He says, when does the new CBA kick in? They're going to have to vote on it. They're going to have to send their team of lawyers over the players, and then they're going to have to talk to the NFL people, and they're going to have to sit down, maybe lock themselves up into that particular room, and they go over everything. And it's like, okay, I give you a little, you give me a little. You see, okay, we agree on, hey, we can use marijuana. Oh, we don't want to use marijuana. Oh, we want to be able to have this many games played in a particular season, or we want to look at suspensions in these ways. So it's so many things that they will really have to go down and sit down and go over. Now, the best interest of the NFL is once they clamp down on everything for it to be a 10 to 15-year agreement. The best thing for the players, because society is always growing, is for them to sit down and have a realistic contract or a realistic agreement and have it anywhere from 4 to 5 years. But we know that would not happen. But the problem is that, remember, the last agreement was they didn't like the fact that the young phenoms, the young quarterbacks, the young players, the young rookies, what have you, were to get these big, massive contracts. And the old veteran players said, no, we don't want that. We want these guys to understand, to appreciate the money, you see. So that's why Sam Bradford, those salaries, they have to now prove it. And with the 5th-year options and these sort of things, I have a solution for the salary cap. Is to get rid of it. But I do know that in order to keep the business flow, I guess I'm going to do some air quotes here, to keep the business flow going, they want those salary caps or what have you to be put into place, because you're a smaller market in the revenue sharing, like the market like the Cincinnati Bengals and the market like the Saints and the market like, let's say, the Atlanta Falcons. They would not be able to strive high or keep up with the larger markets like the Cowboys and the Giants and the Eagles. I know they all in NFC East, but there's a reason why all of those teams are in the NFC East, and we'll talk on that on another day. But the market is the market. People purchase and buy certain things. But the problem is that when you do revenue sharing and when you do also the salary cap and you pay one person a high price tag to be on your team and you can't afford to play the other people because of the jump, I think this is the problem. Remember, Khalil Mack, when he set the market, everybody's saying like, nah, we ain't finna give no defensive edge rusher, outside linebacker, quarterbacks money. And Khalil Mack said, hey, if you guys want the quarterback to get sacked, then you got to pay me. And then once Khalil Mack got his bread, that's when D-Law was saying like, hey, based upon my stats, I should get close to this number. And then it followed on beyond that. So I think that they're going to sit down and look at everything and see how they're going to corral and stop all of the holdouts. I think they also going to look at the money aspect of it and say to themselves, how can we, the NFL players, how can we get rid of this franchise tag? That would be another thing that they'll probably be on the negotiation table. But the money is always the money. They're only giving a sither of what they're taking in law. Yes, William Williams. Yes, I agree. Show love and hit that like button. Natasha, yes. You guys show that love. Love is in the air. Yes, and happy Valentine's Day to everybody. And don't send people flowers just for today. Send them flowers on any other day. You say this day is special, but every day is special as long as you can open your eyes and look around. You know, they say love's a sin, love's a crime. Love is on your mind. Love is when you have grief and you ask God for a sign. Baby, my love run deeper than the sea. Keep the picture. My love is going to get you. Yes. So keep that love deep. Let that love sink in. Let that love be bright. Let that love shine and always be right, you know. And fellas, if you need some love poems, I'll give you a quick haiku for your ladies. For your lady, really. If I can be anything in this world, you might want to write this down. I will be the tears that was born in your eyes, lived on your cheeks, and died upon your lips. And then you say, yeah, baby, let's kiss on it. That'll be a great poem you can give your lady. Don't tell everybody, though. Do you think Norman could be too expensive to acquire? This is from Gambino. My thing is, all right, so let's look at it from this aspect of it. Okay, the free agency period is here for a reason. We love players that is proven commodities. We love that. But at the same time, we got this salary cap situation going. We still got salary cap problems, right? because a lot of people say that, hey, we can't go beyond the salary cap. We can't spend this much money. We can't go from whatever the max dollar amount all the way down to zero. Let me see if I can pull up my fact board, because it's always good to see something. All right, so what we would do is we would look at this salary cap, and we would look at the Cowboys' overall collective money, and we would say, well, we really can't afford this long. We got $77 million, and this is before they calculate the new cap expenditures and these sort of things. So my thing is, so far we spending $80 million on offense and $56 million collectively speaking on defense, and close to $3 million on special teams here. My thing is, if you really, let me see if I can pull this up just a little bit so everybody can see. I hope you guys can see. My thing is, if you really look at this salary cap and you say to yourself, how can I improve my team? What player can I go out there and grab? What scheme fit? What player can fit our collective scheme fit? What player can take the ball away at a low cost to me, you say? What player would not demand that much money? The best thing to do is on the front end of the free agency, you know for sure that the high dollar amount for players, they whatever they're asking for, like the Anthony Harris, he's going to be asking for anywhere from 13 to 14 mil. I do know that the Stephen Jones philosophy is to go ahead and pay your own guys. Remember that? Hey, we did make a lot of moves in the free agency. We paid Byron Jones, or we paid the quote unquote Collins if they go that route. But that's how it goes. So I gotta go, Cowboy Nation. I try to make this show as quick as possible. I'm running out of time, but we will get into more details maybe late tonight, or early tomorrow. I got to go handle some business and these sort of things with the lady. But I really appreciate you all. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this content. Let that friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and beyond. Let's continue to grind, Cowboy Nation. Quick show, got to go. But don't forget to hit that like button, like I said, and tell people, hey, man, this guy, Law Nation, man, he be talking, man, the real. He gave me some Valentine's advice. And remember, write this down. If I can be anything in this world, I will be the tears that was born on your eyes, lived upon your cheeks, and died on your lips. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Yeah. One way or another, that's all the time we got. Hey, hit me up. Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. I got 2 channels on YouTube, basically. And what else I got? MySpace, Black Planet. Yeah, hit me up there. Twitter too. Let's go. And remember, you're listening in to nothing but the best. Hey. All right. Ain't no party like a cowboy party, 'cause a cowboy party don't stop. Yeah. We out, baby. Let's go. Hit that subscribe button. Yeah.